All right, let's dive into a pretty radical vision of our future. It's one where AI doesn't just take our jobs, but completely reshapes our world for the better. This is a journey into what our source material calls the Great Abundance. This is the big question, isn't it? It's at the heart of pretty much every single conversation about AI. Are we looking at mass obsolescence, economic disaster, or does it unlock a future we've only ever dreamed of, the actual end of scarcity itself?
Okay, you can just feel this sci-fi DNA in this quote, right? It immediately sets the stage. We're not just thinking about the next earnings report, we're talking about the next warp jump for humanity. It's a huge, optimistic starting point.
So the source lays out these two very different paths. You've got the bear quadrant. That's the future many people fear, where AI just replaces us and things fall apart. But then there's the abundance quadrant, a world of insane prosperity and potential. The whole idea here is that the choice between them is still up to us. So how do we actually get to that abundance future? Well, the argument is that it's powered by a completely new kind of economic engine. The source has a great name for it, the Great Replicator Shift. To understand it, let's just jump forward into a hypothetical future, June 2028. And the big, scary headline number is 40% unemployment. I mean, today that would be unimaginable, total societal meltdown.
But, and this is the paradox that breaks our brains, in that exact same world, the stock markets are absolutely soaring, higher than ever. So how is that even possible? How can an economy where almost half the people don't have a job be so incredibly rich?
And this is the number that really matters in this new world. It's not the unemployment rate. It's this, an 18% increase in real household purchasing power. People aren't just getting by, they're actually better off. They can buy more, do more. They are thriving. The secret sauce here is a concept called AI-driven deflation. Basically, AI gets so good at making things and providing services that the cost of, well, almost everything just collapses. Your money suddenly buys you way more, which makes you wealthier without ever needing a bigger paycheck. Okay, so what does this abundance actually look like in the real world? Well, the first place we'd see it, according to the source, is a complete revolution in medicine and healthcare. The whole thing is kicked off by a single, massive breakthrough. By late 2026, AI finally cracks the entire puzzle of protein folding, the literal building blocks of all biology. And crucially, that knowledge becomes available to everyone. And that one breakthrough sets off a domino effect. Once you solve protein folding, the cost of discovering new drugs plummets by 90%. And that, in turn, allows us to give elite-level medical diagnostics to every single person on the planet. I mean, just think about what this means. This is the end result. It's a world where it doesn't matter who you are or where you live. Your access to the very best medical care is the same as anyone else's. The scarcity of healthcare is just gone. Now, this crazy transformative power doesn't just stop with our own bodies. The second pillar of this abundant future is healing the planet itself. We go from being, a drain on the planet to actually taking care of it. And the key to all of it is energy. Specifically, AI comes along and optimizes fusion power, the same reaction that powers the sun. This makes energy so incredibly cheap that, as the source puts it, it becomes too cheap to meter. With virtually unlimited clean energy, we can do some incredible things. We don't just stop polluting. AI can manage global power grids with almost zero waste. And we can build massive facilities that literally pull carbon out of the air, starting to reverse the damage. Okay, so this brings us to the question that's probably been on your mind this whole time. If AI is healing us and powering the planet and making everything, what is left for us to do? What happens to our jobs, our purpose? The source has this really powerful answer to all the pessimists. It argues that the whole fear around AI comes from this one big misunderstanding. We're not getting rid of purpose. We're getting rid of the boring, soul-crushing drudgery that so often gets in the way of finding our purpose. And how does this happen? It's actually pretty simple. AI comes in and just slashes the cost of starting something new, a business, a project, by a whopping 80%. All the boring stuff like legal paperwork, marketing, it's all handled. What happens then is what the text calls a Cambrian explosion of human creativity. Think about it. When the cost and risk of trying something new basically drops to zero, what's stopping you? Everyone gets to be a creator, an entrepreneur, a builder. And this isn't just some abstract idea. The text gives a perfect, concrete example.
A software manager gets her job automated, but she doesn't end up on the sidelines. Instead, she becomes an AI-assisted creator, using AI as a partner to launch a startup that actually solves a water crisis in her own town.
All right, so let's pull all of this back from the future of 2028. What's the big takeaway from this whole vision for us right now?
The source argues that we are right in the middle of this fundamental shift. We're moving from an old economy that was all about scarcity, about extracting limited resources, to a brand new one that's all about generation, about creating new value with unlimited intelligence.
And why does this matter to you? Well, because your advantage, your informational edge, is seeing this shift for what it is before everyone else does. It's about recognizing that the warp drive is charging up right before the ship takes off. You know the old saying about the canary in the coal mine? It was a warning sign of danger. But this vision of the future flips that completely. The source leaves us with this final, powerful image. The canary, which represents our ingenuity and our future, isn't just surviving this AI revolution, it's already taken flight.